Welcome to this week's Quick Charge. The Old Testament prophet Isaiah earnestly prayed to the Lord, "I wish you would open up your heavens and come down to us." He was asking for more heaven on earth. Why? Because there are simply no earthly means able to resolve our own earthly matters. No earthly remedies to adequately answer our earthly issues, because all earthly matters are ultimately matters of the heart. They're spiritual. Only heaven can fully address and answer those matters. Only God can bring the lasting change that we seek and so desperately need. This is why Isaiah cries out in chapter 64, verse 5, "In these ways of ours we continue, and we need to be saved." We need more heaven on earth and the shaking that it brings, because we need to be saved from what opposes our destiny and fruitfulness in God. We may not need to be saved because we're still lost, but we need to be saved because we're still being held by and oppressed and tormented and influenced and overcome by these so-called adversaries that are out to steal, kill, and destroy. We need more God. We need God to, as the Bible says, make his name known to our adversaries. We need more of his shaking and a lot less of what we already have. The great news is all of these adversaries have already been conquered through Jesus Christ and the power of his name. God is saying to us, "I will make my name known to all of these adversaries, and I will put the power of my name upon these adversaries, and I will overcome and vanquish each one." What a promise from him. When heaven is on earth, no adversary to your destiny is safe from the shaking. No adversary can stand against the power of his name. And might I remind you that nothing is ever the same after God's shaking. Whether it's a building in the Bible like the temple or a prison, or whether it's our local church, a family, a home, a marriage, or even our own hearts. Isaiah 64 verse 1 says, "If you would tear open the skies and come down to earth, then everything would change." We truly need more heaven on earth and the shaking that it brings, because with it comes a greater intensity and clarity regarding the presence of God, the unmistakable, undeniable, undebatable presence, the kind of presence that fills the place, the space, the room. It fills our heart, our mind, our soul, and our body, where God is not just here in theory, but he's here. That night near Bethlehem, not a single shepherd who witnessed the blazing glory of God dozed off. They didn't fall asleep. They didn't become apathetic or distracted or preoccupied or otherwise engaged, because his presence is so dominating. It is so demanding. It's so weighty. It's so heavy, so consuming, so cleansing, and so overwhelming. But we tend to have a lesser expectation. When David, the king of Israel, went to retrieve the ark, he asked a man he saw standing in front of his house, "Do you have room for more?" Well, of course, the man wanted more from the king until he saw the ark. Oh, room for more of that? That kind of presence? Do you hunger for more heaven on earth? I sincerely hope that you do. because it's just what we need. Join me next week at the same time for another quick charge. God bless.